is my friend Jennifer, but she's also Shark Tank fame. So I'm so glad that everyone's going to be joining us tonight because she's going to tell you her story about her journey onto Shark Tank and what happened afterwards. But just as importantly, she's going to tell you about how she sped up the production of a brand new product to help all of us with telehealth. I'm going to let her explain in just a few minutes, but I'm also going to give everybody just a couple seconds here to join us. And we're gonna be talking about not only Jennifer's story, but also, gosh, this new product. It's hard for me to talk about because I don't want to give it away. I'm trying to be so careful how I phrase this, but this brand new product, I'm not going to name it yet. And it's not only great for telehealth, but it's also great if you're a mom like me or a dad or a grandma or grandpa, and you've got little ones stuck at home right now, and suddenly they've got a sore throat, or they're having a little trouble breathing, or they've got a sore tooth, or gosh, you name it. Kids always have stuff going on. This is going to help you communicate with their primary care physician, with their pediatrician, with your family doctor. And it's also going to help you communicate with your speech language pathologist like myself, because we're doing all telehealth right now. So I can say, oh my goodness, look at all these people popping in from everywhere. Oh my gosh, this is great. Hi, everybody. Let us know where you're from. Are you watching in Australia, like Jennifer's in Sydney right now? Or are you here in the States? Or whereabouts is everybody? Let us know in the comments. And also, Jennifer's company, Holland Healthcare, we often call it TelScope because that's my favorite product. They're going to be making some comments for us and answering some of your questions. Casey Roy is here to help with that. All right, my friends. So you guys know that I'm a big fan of throat scopes, and I want you to know that tonight this is not a paid advertisement. I said to Jennifer, I want to tell everybody first because I'm so excited. So Jen said, sure, I'll do this with you. So you've heard me talk about TelScope, and I have a whole playlist on how to use it in speech therapy and feeding therapy on my YouTube channel. At melaniepotock.com, just click the YouTube icon and go to that playlist. But tonight, we're going to be sharing a brand new product that Jennifer wasn't going to even launch till the end of this year, but then everything happened with the pandemic, and she and her crew just jumped on the bandwagon and they made it happen, and it's launching first thing tomorrow morning. But before we tell you what it is, because it's really exciting, let me introduce you to my good friend, Jennifer Holland. And Jennifer is a mom who saw a problem and decided to solve it, and then ended up on Shark Tank. So Jen, I know you well, but you do me a favor and just tell everybody who's listening what this problem was and how you decided to solve it, and then how the heck did you ever get on Shark Tank, and then you won. So tell us the story.
Yeah, look. So back in 2010, about almost 10 years ago, I had my first little boy, and we went into the doctor's office, and the doctor pulled out the wooden tongue depressor and the flashlight, and he tried to look inside his mouth, and that was my aha moment. There must be an easier way, so I introduced the TelScope product. And in 2015, nearly 5 years ago, we launched it onto the market. And speech pathologists, and, it was used by speech pathologists and mums at home and dads at home, and, medical professionals and pediatricians. What we tried to do with TelScope was actually introduce great illumination inside the mouth. So, and then also provide you with one hand free. So TelScope is, the product that kind of also helped us come into a new product and lead us to where we are today. But back in 2015, just before I launched onto the market, I actually was lucky enough to land the audition for Shark Tank Australia. It was a first season, and basically it was a big stretch. It was an opportunity, and I really didn't think we'd get it. But basically, yeah, we got to walk in there and meet the 5 sharks, and as it was I think one of those moments in life where you go, what am I doing? I remember standing about to walk down the runway to meet the sharks, and I looked down at my little boy who was 6 years old at the time, and he was coming with me to demonstrate ThroatScope. And he said to me, "Don't worry, Mum, you look after 4 kids every day under 5. You've got this." So in we went. We walked down there, and and we walked out with a deal. And I think the one takeaway for me was that I really prepared for that scenario. I really did my homework behind it. I watched 108 episodes of the brilliant Shark Tank US to get me there. And yeah, it was a fantastic experience and something that accelerated the launch of ThroatScope today. So that was that journey.
It just, you and I have had dinner together, and you've told me that story before, but I still get goosebumps when I hear about it, because I can just imagine that moment. It must have just felt surreal to walk out and then to walk away with a deal.
Yes, it was very surreal. It didn't really kick in for a couple of days, what had really happened. And I was pre-sales at that time. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no business partners. I was just a mum with 4 children, and one was 6, and then the other 3 were under 5. So it was really overwhelming. I was actually breastfeeding my youngest baby. So I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but here I am now. So it's all part of the journey.
Well, and not only are you here now because of that journey you just went through, but you and I were just chatting before we decided to go live, and I was saying, Jen, I thought you weren't launching this until the end of 2020. And you said, no, we decided we need it now. Can you just speak to that a little bit, what you and your team came to the conclusion and how you made this happen so fast? And then tell us about the new product.
Okay. So back in 2017, it was through all of our wonderful ThroatScope customers that were constantly telling us about how they really needed, an add-on to the existing ThroatScope device. So one thing that we're very proud of at Holland Healthcare is we really love to listen to our customers. What you say really builds on the innovation that we create in the marketplace. So in 2017, I did have another experience with one of my children. He continuously suffered from tonsillitis, and I was going to and from the medical center, packing 4 children into the car. The kids would be rolling around the medical center floor. We'd end up with more germs. We'd walk in there, the doctor would say, "Oh, yep, got a sore throat. Here's your script, off you go." And that's when I thought, oh my God, we have to do this from home. Why can't I just send a photo to the doctor? So basically I had an idea to convert the existing ThroatScope device and technology, which is transparent plastic and light refraction, into a smart device product that simply, affordably, anybody could use it across the board. You could connect using your own smart device and our new app, and you could connect your sore throat or your sore tooth to a doctor or dentist online from the comfort of your own home. That is the basics.
I love it. You know what? I'm so excited about this. I'm going to put you on the big screen. Here, watch this. The magic of Facebook. There we go. Because I want everybody to be able to see this really well. And this is the big announcement, what this is. But I also want to share with everyone that you're such a good sport. You are right-handed, and you just had surgery on your right hand, and you don't have a lot of feeling in there. So you're going to be operating everything with your non-dominant hand and be in the mirror image on screen. So yeah, you're.
Please bear with me. I don't know if you can see, but I actually had a tumor 3 weeks ago removed from my medium nerve. So it's actually measured from about here to here, and they actually cut a piece of my nerve. I don't know if you can see that line. Yeah. From this side of my wrist and placed it into my nerve. Major operation. I am completely recovered, but you know, as life throws you these different challenges, you either stand up and grab it and try and do your best, and that's what we've done. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to our brand new product that we want to bring to you because, you know, from the comfort of your own home, I understand as a parent more than anything what it's like to have a little one with a sore throat, with a sore tooth, and just not at the moment wanting to go into that medical center or wanting to go to a dentist. I want you to have the opportunity to connect from your home. So TelScope is a smart device handle. It simply attaches to our existing, now I've got not much movement in this hand, so I apologize. It is a smart device handle. It looks very similar to the ThroatScope, and it does attach to our existing ThroatScope blade. So once attached, it automatically illuminates. Then you can check out inside the mouth. If you've got something in there and you think that it's an issue with your baby or your child, or even, you know, if you're looking after someone, it's a great product for that as well. Now I am going to attempt to attach it. The smart device comes with a tiny little metal clip that looks like this, and all you do is slide it on. It's that simple.
Wow.
Once you've slid it on, you click on the app and then you capture your image, and that's what it looks like. It's so simple. You know, we made it simple. We made it affordable because we want everyone to be able to have that connection and those tools right now, particularly now during this pandemic. It's so important.
And, you know, especially I noticed today that they have come out with a list of symptoms that they're starting to recognize more than just the dry cough and the fever that they've been reporting. And one of them is a sore throat.
Yes.
So
that is right.
As a mom, if I had, well, I have 2 older kids that I still want to be able to have them use this with their doctor. But if I had little ones like you do at home, to know that I would be able to take my TelScope and project that image to the physician is amazing. Can you speak a little bit, though, to what happens when you see the image on the screen? Can you measure anything? How does this work?
Yeah, definitely. So you can actually, I'll just flick to another image. So here you can see I've taken one of the top of the mouth. And what I've done is I've actually measured as well. So in the app, you can actually measure a lesion. You can circle something that you may be concerned about as a parent or a speech pathologist, and you want to get, you know, a second opinion from your doctor or from a dentist or a ENT specialist or someone. You know, it's really important. You can also write a comment on there as well. So just to give them a bit more detail. Once you've captured your image on the app, all you have to do is simply email it. You can email it through to your own doctor. You can email it through to an online doctor. So whichever system you're using, our app is compatible and it is secure. We do not collect your patient data. We do not collect your information. We are just a connection tool using your own device to your particular doctor or dentist.
For me, what I see here is a tool that is great right now where many of us can't leave the home. But even as we start to relax some of these restrictions, I don't necessarily want to go into a doctor's office right away. And this way, if I just have even a little bit of a concern, this is the beginning of a conversation that I can have with the doctor to determine whether or not we should go to that next step, which is go to the doctor's office, go to an ER, etc. That it's really cool how it just attaches to any smart device.
It just slides on. So it's got a little slider on the back. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
Just shine it. And then it just is a metal clip. So we actually ask you to grab a case, just a cheap case, and then we apply the metal clip and it just, slides on. It's very simple. It's very easy. Great for teledentistry as well, because you can actually retract the side of the mouth and get a photo of the back molars.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. I'm so excited for you. And I know that we're probably going to have some questions from the audience here in a few minutes. So if you do have questions, for Jennifer about not only the ThroatScope or the TelScope or her journey to Shark Tank, please let us know. I did have one other thing, though, that I wanted to just chat about, because so many speech pathologists and occupational therapists and dietitians, we need to be able to look in the child's mouth. And right now, I'm not going into homes as I typically do. I'm doing everything via telehealth. And I can definitely see for some of the clients I'm working with, especially those with airway issues, even some oral facial myology constraints, etc., that I need to be able to look in their mouth to see not only how they're moving their tongue, but also to get a good look at tonsils, especially. I've got a lot of kids who tend to have fairly enlarged tonsils, especially this time of year in the States, because it's allergy season. Everything is blooming. And so if I can keep track of that and put it in my chart notes and be a responsible clinician in that way, just by having this device available, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about it. So would you just explain to everyone, while I'm looking at the questions, about the launch? It's going to be, is this correct, tomorrow in the United States at 10 a.m.?
Yes,
okay.
That's correct. So we are actually offering something very special to the first 500 customers that jump on to purchase tomorrow. It will go live 10 a.m. Eastern, USA time. The first 500 people will get the opportunity to buy this at a 76% discount. So we are not making any money off the first 500 of these. They are $29, and that'll actually include a box of the 50 ThroatScope tongue depressors. And normally these will the recommended retail on our TelScope product is actually $99. And what you're also going to get with that is free access to our app. So we're very excited to bring you both of those, the product that can now view inside the mouth anywhere, anytime. And you can now also access the app and send those images direct to your doctor or your dentist. So we're very excited to bring that to you. It is launching via an Indiegogo campaign, and the products are due to arrive next month. So I urge you all to jump on and take advantage of our COVID-19 $29 deal.
I'm going to switch you here because, first of all, thank you. That is such a generous offer, and I know everyone's going to want to take advantage of it ASAP. And I know that Casey, who's one of your team members at ThroatScope, is posting the information for everyone where they can go at 10 a.m. tomorrow to get one of the first 500s at that amazing rate. I also wanted to share, because I don't know the answer to this question, I bet you do. Jill Raven, who is a specialist with baby-led weaning and Down syndrome, she's a dear friend of mine too. Jill, thanks for tuning in tonight. Does it allow for video imaging too?
Yeah, hi Jill. So basically we are working on the video side of the app. At the moment it can take an image. So what you can do is you can take multiple images inside the app. It'll move all those images into a gallery as you're taking the images, and then you can pull them up and actually select which one you want to, comment on or measure, and then you can send it off. We are working at pulling a video onto that as well, so stay tuned.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see other questions we have here. Oh, you know what? I know you know Collette. Colette's here too. It's so fun. All your friends are joining in. Hi, Collette. She says, I'm so happy as a clinician to have the ability to still capture video and comment, circle, etc. This is truly brilliant, Jennifer.
Hi, Collette.
So nice. Let's see. Oh, another great question from Collette. See, this is why I love everybody asking questions, because I'm not going to think of all this. Will this be HIPAA or privacy compliant?
Yeah, so the app is secure because it's actually downloaded to your device and we're not collecting any patient data. So what we're doing with the image, because the image is stored on our app, it's secure for anyone to use, and that is based on the HIPAA compliant rules.
Fantastic. Amy, who is also a friend of mine and has also appeared on some ThroatScope videos, is here from Colorado Springs area. She says, wow, I love this. I already use the ThroatScope for all my oral mech exams. How do you think we could use this for our evaluations via telepractice? And I think that's a great question that Amy has, because Amy's doing a lot of telepractice right now, and she specializes in a lot of things. But one of the ways I got to know her is she has this very cool oral mech exam that is a checklist. And I think you may have it on your website as well, if I remember, Jennifer. And it's also on Amy's too. We'll post it here for everybody. But Amy came and visited me here with her beautiful daughter, and we did an event for ThroatScope. And what Amy really taught me was that you can do an oral mech exam in person, face to face, in a matter of minutes, and you just have a quick checklist. But now we have the added challenge as speech language pathologists of we can still do the checklist, but we're communicating what movement and positioning in the mouth has to happen to the parent on the other side of the screen. And I personally think, Amy, and Jennifer, let me know too what you're thinking. The way I see this being used is, first of all, it's the ease of use, because the parents already are overwhelmed with the fact that they're now doing the oral mech exam, and I'm kind of telling them in the background what to do. And if I've got a device that's so easy to clip on, light up, and illuminate that child's mouth without the fear of making them gag, as you said, you can also just enter here and still illuminate quite well. I'll be able to see what's going on through the screen, but also the parent can also take some snapshots for me.
That's right.
And we can talk about it later during our I usually have a few minutes at the end of every session where I just talk to the parent one-on-one during that brief meeting. For me, I see it being a big part of that because it's so easy to use. So it's one less thing for the parent to have to learn. You know, it's not hard to figure out. I can walk them through it, hold it this way, snap here, circle there if you need to. But, and now we have a record of what we talked about too for our chart notes. Anything that you want to add to that, Jennifer?
So, yeah, I think it's a great tool. You know, you can actually be using it here. And I think exactly what you said, Melanie. If you see an issue when you're actually examining via the Teleclinic consult, you can then, you know, ask the parent to snap an image, and they can deliver that straight to you pretty much instantly through the app, and direct to your, you know, actually to your phone or to the app, your email. So, you know, you can have that real-time experience with them. And I think that's really important when you don't want to be playing catch up. And that's how I see it. You know, it's just being able to deliver that information to you when you're in that consult.
Absolutely. And so often when we do an assessment on a child face-to-face, before we had to all switch to telehealth because of the pandemic, during that initial evaluation, if I see something that, you know, some alarm bells might go off or concerning, like, wow, those tonsils are huge. And my next question is, have you yet consulted with an otolaryngologist regarding the fact that the child's snoring, the tonsil's huge, or one maybe is much larger than the other? And if they say no, then I usually will give them some ideas on who they might want to go to as a provider. But now I have a record of what I saw, and the parent has it on their phone. And once they connect with that provider, they can immediately go in and send those images to them, and I can provide a brief report. So I love the fact that I've got that record for the chart note. I wasn't able to do that before. This is really, really cool. I'm so excited that you decided to launch this sooner to help all of us, and I think it's going to make a world of difference. I want to make sure that everybody knows that there's a comment here from Casey at ThroatScope that the oral telehealth system launches for pre-sales tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign up to be amongst the first notified when TelScope Oral Telehealth System is ready for pre-orders. So be sure you're checking that comment. Go to that link. Make sure that you are already signed up. You can do that now. Would that be right, Jennifer? They can sign up.
Yes, they can do that now.
Okay.
One thing I did forget to mention is that the TelScope product is actually rechargeable as well. So it can plug into any type of, it's a micro USB point. So it does come with a little charging port, which can go into your computer or anything like that. So, you know, we have advanced the TelScope, the ThroatScope handle a little bit, which actually provides you with now a rechargeable handle. You don't have to worry about that actually running out.
Fantastic. I'm just going to close our conversation because I think we've gone through all the questions with this great remark. This is the most exciting thing happening so far this year. That is an understatement. I love it. I'm so excited for you, my friend, and congratulations. And I especially want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in. Do me a favor, share this Facebook Live on your personal Facebook pages. And if you belong to any groups on Facebook, please share from my page. Let's let everybody know about this very generous offer that ThroatScope and Holland Healthcare has made for all of us during this time. And I so appreciate you finding a way to help. And I'm very excited for you too. So congratulations to you, Jennifer, and your entire team.
Thank you, Melanie, and I appreciate having the time with you. And thank you, everyone, for listening in.
Wonderful. Have a wonderful week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.